Sedges today on a midweek. It's a Wednesday midweek sort of affordable match. I'm starting off with a bit of meat just down to my left. Top kitten 2 to the left. That's for later on. And we're going to go down to the right hand side with a paste on. So today we've got a proper paste float. This is what we're fishing in. Probably 3 foot of water, maybe a little bit more. It's down to my right. I've got the paste behind me, just try to keep him out of the sun while I'm not using him. Happy with that, it needs to go in there like that. That's better. I'm going to start with a... Oh, I ain't got my paste pot on. Right, I'll be back in a minute when I'm set up, guys. As usual, I'm not right. So, see you in a minute. Right, we're back. Now we're just going to try with a moderate bit of paste just to start off. It's a bit firm. It's not too soft. It's not too big. Just my first put, just to see if there's anything living down there already. Tip you back slightly. I've got 2 poles set up here just to confuse me, because I've got a longer pole set up in case I need to do some mugging. I like to be a bit more precise when I'm mugging. And then I've got a stronger pole set up for fishing in the margins here. So it's my first pull. Let's see how that sits. That's sat alright, and we're on a slope, which I don't mind. I quite like being on the slope. Which means that the excess paste won't build up. There's not going to be loads of paste there, but there's going to be lots of scent and paste particles drawing fish in. But hopefully those paste particles will roll away and won't get a big build up, so I'm not going to get loads and loads of fish on top of my thing. I'm just looking for a nice steady. Just a nice steady start really, just pick up the odd fish. Expect I'll pick up a few skimmers, maybe a few smaller carp. I'm hoping that I've got the angle right with the camera. It's hard to tell on the chest cam, but anyway, there's loads and loads of fish on the top. When I got here, there was like a double figure carp literally where my keep nets are, just sitting there looking at me. We didn't even move when I stood on the platform. It tells me he's not really in the mood for anything, like food or anything like that. So that was a bit of a worry. And there's loads of them cruising around, but they're a bit of a red herring. I think people are going to be drawn to them. I've set up a mugging rig and I've set up a shallow meat rig to fish out there, but I've actually, as I've been setting them up, I've just thought, nah, this is wrong. I'm just going to get drawn into this, and I think it's just going to fish rock hard, just like Acorn did yesterday. And Acorn yesterday, I found the only thing the fish would come to is ground bait. So I started on the paste, which is essentially ground bait on the hook. I'm just going to go from there. I'm not expecting to set the world on fire. I've got meat on the other side in the same distance to my left, but obviously in a different rig. I ain't got the paste rig on there. And I'm just going to work it out as I go. I have plumbed up with my long pole into the deep water, so if after an hour or two it looks like we're not catching anything, then I may go and fish along for some bream and see if I can catch it with a on the deck. But that's kind of all things have gone wrong scenario. I've not had any sort of indications on this paste yet, so there's not a lot of fish down in this area. But I I can see the water pinging where my bait's breaking down, so that's going to be attracting fish. That's kind of why I wanted to fish with a firmer bait to start with. I just wanted to have a few slower casts. I didn't want to be in and out, in and out, in and out. Just to sort of build it slowly, and then if this doesn't work after sort of half an hour, I'll just start slopping it up a bit more so that it's more attractive. It's really, really deep water, so I don't really want it too sloppy, because even here, like I'm looking at, 4 foot deep, literally 2 foot from the bank, or 3 foot from the bank, it's 4 foot deep. Tight to the bank, it's still 3 foot deep. Just found a reasonably flattish spot on the slope there, and I know that the paste is, with this decent paste flow, the paste will probably settle quite well. So that's enough rambling. I'll see you guys later. Alright guys, we're about half an hour into fishing, just over maybe. A couple of little indications down on the paste. I've just been plopping the paste in bit by bit. I've not put anything else except the feed through the cup. And I was just starting to think it's never going to happen. Maybe all these indications are skimmers, because I came back with a little skimmer scale on the hook on the last put. And I dropped this ball of paste in, and as soon as it settled, something just sucked it in and bang. That's had it. Well, I'm pretty sure it's hooked in the mouth because I've seen it come up once, and the way it's fighting, it's reasonably doggy, but I think it's just got wrapped around its fin at the moment. There we go. There we are. I'm going to have him shuffle. It's beating me up. There we go. Nicely on the lip. Suddenly realise he's caught. I don't think he's quite 15. I'm going to give myself £12 for him, I think. So there we are, first fish in the net. It's taking us about 45, not quite half an hour, maybe just under half an hour, just over half an hour actually. But then some of that was me messing about setting up time, so probably half an hour's fishing. All I've been doing is just popping a bit of wet paste in, wetting it again, dropping it into me cup, wet the fingers, get back out. Kind of what I was expecting. I'm not expecting to bag up, I'm just expecting to pick up odd fish that come into the margins every now and again. And I want to sort of lean out, feed it, and just drag the float back over that. That was a proper 100-mile-an-hour boat, but missing it. Stuck something else here, guys. Delicate little touch it was. I'm not sure if it's foul locked. It's too strong to be a skimmer, unless it's foul locked. Just a little tiny tickle, and I shouldn't have struck at the bite really. I was thinking, I shouldn't have struck at that, I'm going to miss it. But as it come up and the elastic come out, I thought, maybe I'm not going to miss it. Maybe I need to strike a little bit more at some of these sharper indications. I'm getting sharp little indications, but not proper bury the float away. I'm just not pulling too hard, so I'm just not convinced that this guy is properly hooked, and I don't want to lose him. Although he's not fighting like a foul locked fish, I've got too much control over him. Might be he's just one of the smaller carp that live in here. He's a small carp, mostly hooked in the chops, right, so I can give him a bit of jip now. We've got the 15 Dura slip on, which is why I've got my heavy pole set up, because I don't like to use the 15 with my light pole unless I have to. And this fish is already putting up more of a fight than the blooming 12 pounder did. It's only like 4 or 5, this one. 4. That's nice. Each time I keep thinking about coming off this line, something keeps me on it, so just going to top up my meat again. On my left hand side, just so I've got somewhere to go if I can't get a bite, or if I need to rest this because it gets a bit funny. Sometimes paste lines get a bit funny. I've got something else down this right hand margin and it's gone absolutely like clap. I thought it was going to either snap the line or the pole or something, but I managed to turn it, I think, or at least stop it for a second. It's on a massive or a loony fish hooked in the wrong place. At the moment I'd say it's a loony fish hooked in the wrong place because it's right out there. I've got no more pull behind me to give. But I've got a very strong setup here. This is why I didn't want to put this setup on my nice pole, shall we say. The way I can't seem to get it to turn suggests to me it's not quite up, or it's an absolute hippo that's gone mad. Now, oddly, I've been getting lots of little indications that I can't hit. And I've been thinking they're a little fish, and what am I going to do to get these little... So I put a tiny pea piece of paste on, just try to see if I could catch what it was, because I was suspecting skimmers, as you do. I always suspect skimmers on this venue because it's full of them. And just thought, well, if I can catch a few skimmers, because it's quiet, you know, we're around 50. Yeah, he is foul locked. He's foul locked. Good fish foul locked. That's my problem. Oh, is he foul locked? No, he's not. He just wrapped himself around. He's properly hooked. He's properly hooked. He's just wrapped himself around. He's just a torpedo of a thing. I don't know what to give myself for him. I don't think he's 15. He's not thick enough. He's probably about 12 again. Myself 12 just to be safe. Right guys, 20 past 12, booked another one. Just give it just tried my meat line on the left and had nothing over it, just come back onto the paste line. Just started feeding it a little bit more aggressively. I can't believe it. I believe that was foul up. I just think it must have pulled out. Pulled a bit too hard. Hey ho, can't win them all. Hey everyone, it's 20 past 1. And I've still got about 28 pound of carp in the bag. But the paste line sort of dried up a bit. Tried over the meat line to my left. I've kind of abandoned that for a while. Did try mugging one. Foul looked one, and that was about... Sorry, I tried mugging a few and foul looked one. That was about the limit of my success. So I've primed up my paste line, and I've primed up down on the deck at 11 metres with a big pot of meat, and that's just somewhere to go in case I can't get a bite anywhere. But at the moment I've just sort of made a commitment to have a little go at mugging. I don't feel like it's a good mugging day anyway, but I've seen a few fish cruising about, so thought I'd have a go at it. to take my time because this could easily be another double figure carp, and then we're making a big difference to our weight. Doesn't like coming to the top, does he, as well? And I think there's quite a few people admitting to sort of £60. I'm on 30, just under 30. This one might put me closer to 40, but sort of way behind. It's not even that big, so it's not gonna, probably just gonna put me into mid-30s, this fish. It's something. That's like £5 or £6. Give myself 6, I think. Maybe 5. 10 minutes later. 10 minutes later, we've hooked another one down the margin. Not convinced that this one is hooked properly, just by the weird nature of the bite and the amount of float that was out of the water when I connected with the fish. It's usually a sign that the fish was off the bottom if your float comes way out of the water and you connect with it. But you know, let's just let him tire himself out a bit before we start bringing him back. It could just be that he picked it up and he was on his way out the swim on that slope. So he's putting a good account for himself. He's come off. There you go, I must have been far up. Just come down the left hand edge, no pre-feeding, just put some pasting down the left hand edge under the bushes. Just to see if we can tempt something. And we have tempted something what feels like a small carp. Or maybe a tench or something different. It's not massive. Oh no, it's a decent sized carp actually. He's a good 5 or 6. He's a good 5 or 6 pounder, isn't he? Not a big fish, just well, I say a big fish, just a fish. Didn't seem that big when I hooked it. Hooked down to my left. It's fighting weird. Not put any bait in down there at all. Just been topping up with a pot. Down to the right here, I've put bait in. I can't seem to catch anything, but yeah. Yeah, it's a common. Hooked properly as well, I think. Nice. It's the last hour. Supposed to be some fish coming in down this left hand edge for some apparent reason. Right in the right hand edge, and I thought there would have been. I've sort of focused on the right hand edge because I've got no angler to my right, and I fancied that would have meant. Got more room, so in theory can draw more fish in, but obviously practice and theory are two different things. There we are, when they come out of the swim I thought he was a skimmer. Now look at no skimmer, is he? Ain't no skimmer. It's double. Leaning in his gills a little bit. I think the line must have got in there. The line must have wrapped around his gills while I was playing him. And it was coming out. Up very next put, again nothing fed. I just thought I'll go back down there. I didn't think I'd catch another one. I'll just go back down there because if I can't, these balls on this one. I just thought if I can't put one, at least I've, you know, if there's not one there, at least I've dropped a bit of bait in, which is obviously the pace that I'm fishing feeds the swim a little bit, and then it'll prime it for the next one. And I've gone down there and it's gone round again. It's gone under again. I don't know if I'm making any headway with this boy over at the minute. shoot out into the middle of the lake. They seem to do that here, actually, just shoot out in the middle of the lake. Don't really dive as such. Oh, he's coming, I can see him. The red elastic, the 15, which is the heaviest stuff that I generally use, and there's some in an absolute snag pit. And I do have the puller bungs rather than the side pullers, and the reason I have them is just because the puller bungs gives me a little bit more elastic, which can make all the difference when trying to land a lump or letting a lump run a distance. I thought I was going to walk him in then because he had his head pointing towards me. It's a good fish, this. This might be a weigher. You have to weigh things over 15 here. This might be a weigher. So now I've let him turn his head around, he's off again. Get his head pointing towards you, you can walk these big fish in. He's not going to play the game now, he's seen the net. Oh, he's a hippo. He might not be 15, he might not be. Let's have a look. Oh, there's a good chance he is there, isn't there? I'm going to weigh him just in case, I think. He's going to weigh his tails just next to me. Wow, he doesn't want to. I mean, he wanted that pace, it was right down his throat. I'm going to say he's not quite 15. I'm going to click 14 for him.